Guess what? I finally have 100 followers, so I can go live again. This is 2022 Puer SAMBAS. I'm sure it's a raw shane, and really like the what do you call it? The maize on the back of the package. Definitely gonna keep this one. I've had this tea before, and I think that I either recorded and didn't post or something. So I figured I'd do it again. I did forget the cold brew. Yeah, so I don't have a whole lot of this tea left. So really try to play around with the amount of water for this cold brew. It's a pretty green color, definitely a sheen for sure. Fruit sweetness. Refreshing, not drying at all. I really like this. And as I said before, my whole thing with this loose leaf tea is I am drinking my greens, because there's no question that you are drinking a green leaf. It definitely has that flavor, but like I said, it's sweet. No need to add any sugar or anything. There we go. And I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick up on this. I always go back and watch these, and I'm always a bit disappointed in the quality of showing the leaf. But I just think it's really cool when they send you that that nice thick bud. All right, going to get this glass hot and see what this thing smells like. And part of the reason why I'm doing this too is because I kept this tea, right? And I remember when I first got it, I was really excited by the maize on the back. And so my intention was to keep the package no matter what, right? But it still had some tea in it. And so I went quickly to, my tea journal, right? To see like, okay, what is this? Did I like it? What does it taste like? And I didn't find anything. And I looked and I looked and I looked and I didn't find anything. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I need to do this again. So I know. And yeah, I mean, even the dry leaf, it's a little wet, but sweet. Definitely, like I said, a green leaf. I would say like grassy for sure. Typical Puer. It does have a bit of smoke on the aroma. I really like that. And I have a feeling, because like I said, I've definitely had this tea before. I have a feeling that this is going to be just sort of a middle of the road, typical Shang Puer. Nothing like really exciting about it, but also, a decent brew. Also too, WHITE2TEA does not discuss where the tea comes from or anything like that, so I have no clue. I can try to sort of guess as to what area of China this is from, but I don't think. Yeah, no, I can't even try to figure it out. But definitely taking on more of a green aroma, like mustard greens, basically. Like cooked mustard greens, So I am looking forward to a brothy brew with this one, which is exactly what I was looking for this morning. I haven't had anything to eat. I have pancakes and sausage on the menu, and so I'm going to drink a few infusions of this and really get my appetite going, and then drink some more after I eat. I'm gonna let this go for 30 seconds, which is probably a bit too long, but just gonna see. I do have a feeling, just based on the smell, that this thing can definitely be overbrewed. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Man, I've been working hard on getting those 100 followers. I know it. You know, it is definitely a game, and it's one that I do appreciate. Right, when I first started this page, I think maybe 3 years ago, I was able to go live, and it was cool. And then somewhere they took away my ability to go live, and they were like, "Hey, you got to get 100 followers before you can go live." And I'm like, "Okay, bet, I got you." And yeah, so I got my 100. All right, so again, yeah, very, very grassy, very green, color fairly dark for a 30-second infusion. Not a lot of material there, so that's always good. Yeah, just what I expected. It is definitely a green tea, but like, if I wanted to try to compare it to a green tea that you would get from Starbucks or something like that, it's definitely darker than that as far as the flavor goes. A darker, richer, even more complex flavor. But it's good though. It I can't really say anything bad about it. Again, it's definitely a green leaf. I even taste some umami in the background, sort of a spinach thing in the background. Yeah, for sure. No, it's coming in more and more actually. I think it's kind of coating my tongue, and it's kind of building up that flavor. And so the more I drink it, the more I'm getting. No bitterness at all. It is literally a green leaf. And if you just commented on the video, unfortunately I cannot see it. I have the screen turned around just because I'm not used to going live. So next time I'll be sure to turn the screen around so I can see. But yeah, it's really nice and green. All right, so, and no bitterness, which is a bit surprising. It is a 2022, so a little bit of age on it, and so that may have something to do with the smoothness and the lack of bitterness. But yeah, it really is just sort of a straightforward raw puer. Typically, you know, when I think of like special shongs that I really adore and really go after, it's because they have some sort of sweet, fruity or sugary flavor to them, you know. And this one does not have that. It is just a straight up green leaf. But it is interesting in that it's not just it's not just like a harsh, straight up green leaf. Like I said, it does have some softness. You know, spinach, to me anyway, is different than mustard greens, right? Spinach is sort of soft, maybe even a little sweet. And so it definitely has that going for it. So again, I'm not sure what the price is on this one, but I think a tea like this can be found and had pretty easily. Again, the fact that it does have that sort of umami thing going on, I think is interesting and worth seeking out this particular tea for that reason. But that's really about it. So I did not really time this. I'm guessing that we're probably at about a minute. Actually wanted to go a little longer. Usually I will try this with cooler water just to see what, if any, differences there are. But this one, I just want to boil hard. Yeah, it's definitely softening as the leaves open up and it gives up a bit of its potency. So I'm expecting this infusion, even though it's darker, I'm expecting it to be give me a bit more of that sort of sweet umami spinach flavor. No, it's darker and it's more towards the mustard greens. So the cold brew, and I want to go back and taste this again, and that's why I love cold brewing and hot brewing as well, because this is just, you know, spring water. It's been sitting in the fridge for 24 hours, and because of that slow release of flavor, you don't get a lot of the volatile flavors and aromas. And typically those volatile flavors and aromas are that like harsh green grassiness that I'm talking about. But with this cold brew, it's just sweet. It's sweet. You are definitely drinking a green leaf. There's no question about that. But it's sweet though. If someone were to give me this at a Starbucks as their green tea, like, you know, unsweetened, I'll be like, oh wow, you guys really stepped up your game. Like it's really good green tea, and I would be happy to drink that sitting in a Starbucks for sure. Maybe even with ice. I think maybe ice. Well, yeah. Maybe with ice. I worry that ice waters it down too much, but yeah, again, you know, brewing it, boiling water for much longer definitely increases the strength and the potency. Still no bitterness though. Maybe a tiny hint of bitterness. Well, you know, the thing is over the years, because I've been drinking loose leaf tea for so long, and I do enjoy some of the slightly bitter teas, I think maybe my tolerance for bitterness has definitely increased. And so I'll say that this one is light bitterness. It's not super bitter. It's not like hard to drink or anything like that. So it's a light bitterness, but only if you brew it really hard. At that 30-second mark, there was just no bitterness at all. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring the temperature down and see if I can get any other flavors out of this thing. I'm particularly interested in a bit of that umami spinach thing that I got in the first infusion. And I left my thermometer over there. So let's just do the finger test. And I remember the last time I tested it, I said that I must have been, when I used the finger test, I think I was brewing cooler than 50 Celsius. So I'm going to just go with this one. It's a bit warmer. Than what I expect, but that's probably closer to. All right, and I'm gonna let this one hang out for at least a minute and see what happens. I feel like I can definitely let it go longer, but I'm gonna try that a minute and just see what happens here. I'm already starting to feel a big energy boost. Really happy about that. Like I said, this is just kind of getting my morning started. And oh, quick update. If you have seen any of my videos in the past, so I talked to my cousin finally about the Puer I gave him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm glad you said something. I haven't tried it yet." So obviously that's why he hasn't said anything to me, because he has not tried it. And I told him, I was like, listen, you don't want to brew it for any longer than like 30 seconds. And so at this point, I don't know if he will try it. Like I said, he really likes the white teas, the aged white teas. And I think he said he's actually still drinking through the one that I gave him. So I have some oolongs that I plan on giving him next to see how he likes those. And I think those will be easy for him to brew without having to worry about, parameters and stuff like that. So really a lighter color for sure, even lighter than the first infusion. Oh yeah. So it's definitely more spinach. So personally, I mean, I like this one both ways. I think that's also, for me anyway, that's a really good mark for a tea, which is something that I can enjoy multiple ways, right? It's not just like a one-trick pony. I do enjoy the cold brew. Like I said, it's refreshing. I think I can take this out in the heat and it won't like have any funky flavors or anything. The hot brew, like brewing it really hard, gives me kind of that like strong, raw shung flavor that I like without a lot of bitterness. But then when you brew it at cooler temperatures, you get like this nice, soft, sort of spinach, umami thing going on. So it's interesting. Again, I can't even try to guess where this tea is from. I'm certain that it is from China, but honestly, it could be from anywhere. It really can. Just because I'm not picking up any like specific flavor and profile or note that I can attach to any particular area. Which again, I think is, I don't like it because I enjoy kind of nerding out and looking at where tea is from and stuff like that. But it's also kind of cool too because, like the website says, it's like, it's tea, right? It's tea, it's good, it's raw puer. If that's what you're looking for, that's what you're gonna get, right? And again, I don't remember what the price was on this, but if it's a decent price, I think it is more than worth it. The biggest reason why I wanted to try this WHITE2TEA company is because they are known for having like really low cost Shang Puers, and so this one may be really cheap. I just don't remember, and so I think it's definitely worth it. I remember seeing they had some cakes on their site for like I think $20, $40, which is like crazy cheap when you consider that you're buying like 200 grams, right? So I like this one, I really do, if the price is right. Now I've also seen some stuff on the website that's really expensive, and so if this is more than, honestly, if this cake is more than like $100 for 200 grams, yeah, I personally pass on it. But if it's like $40, even $50, it's worth it, especially as like a daily drinker. And I think about my cousin who's like new to tea. Like I can sit him down and I can explain to him what this is first and then pour it up for him, and I think he'll get it, you know. So 22 SAMBAS from WHITE2TEA. Holla.